So we're here with Guillaume Chabin from Lotus. He's the sales director, and also with a car that means quite a lot to me. My father owned a Peugeot Talbot dealership, and I was lucky enough to have the Henry Toivonen car come to his dealership, and he picked me up from school in it, and we went for a blast with all the lights blazing. So it's great to see this car.
Well, I mean, it's actually part of my history as well. I mean, as a Frenchman, I obviously started with Peugeot, and it's let's say, a great pleasure for us to be able to present, I mean, the car that won the World Championship in 1981, if I reckon correctly.
Yes, exactly. But also there's another name here, there's Jean Todt, and I believe that he actually visited and was reunited with the car today.
Absolutely, we have been very lucky. Jean Todt came actually to the stand, stood next to the car, and I said, "Can I get this?" I said, "Well, unfortunately, we have to ask the owner." But I mean, it was a great moment for Lotus. Guy Fréquelin, unfortunately, wasn't there, but you know, I think the perfect picture for the brand.
But moving forward with that, I noticed over here we've actually got the same colours echoed on what's been released at this show, which is the RGTR.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, our director of motorsport, Claudio Berro, who also was part of this fantastic adventure at Peugeot, actually echoed a little bit what used to be the color scheme of the 205 T16, and you can actually just celebrate the result. It's a great looking car.
And this is planned to go into tarmac rallying?
Yes, absolutely. So we have started to discuss with the first teams. Certainly we will have a couple of cars already on the road for the next championship next year, and we hope that this car will perform to our expectation and become, you know, another iconic Lotus.
Well, again, but there's also sort of some sort of echoes of other cars here. This looks so Lancia Stratos to me.
yes. Well, I mean, the Stratos is such a reference. I mean, we wouldn't dare to actually compare this car to the Stratos. We have to be a little bit more modest than that. So
no, but this
hopefully in a couple of years. But it looks a little bit like that. Yes.
It just says to me it's ready to race.
Yeah. Oh. Absolutely.
But again, it's not necessarily a race-only car, because if we go over here, we've got the new Exige S.
Yes, and I really truly believe that this is the car our Lotus customers were actually expecting, and certainly when we listen to their comments, when we read the comments on the internet, we read the SMS that they've sent us since this car has been unveiled yesterday, it's a very, very positive reaction, and certainly this car will remain a milestone in our history.
So what are the key points of this car? Because it shares a lot of parts with the Evora as well, power-wise and everything else?
Yes, I mean, for the first time we have actually here the engine, the 3.5 V6 supercharged engine we have had on the Evora S, with an extended version of the Exige chassis with a different width. I mean, a car that is completely geared at performing on track, and certainly for our Exige enthusiasts, the new answer to some of our German colleagues.
It's not quite as hardcore as the car that we've just looked at, because it hasn't got a cage and things like this, but again, it's all about low weight, maximum power.
Absolutely. So as I said before, 345 brake horsepower, 350 PS for a car that weighs in total 1,100 kilos, so a weight to ratio that certainly makes it the ultimate Lotus for the track.
And what are we looking at cost points on this?
Very reasonable. I mean, we decided to be very close to what used to be the Exige 260 Cup. This car starts in the UK at 49,900. So we think that in terms of performance for value, certainly the car to have.
So it's below the 50,000 threshold?
Yes, it is. Well, we have a little bit of transport and also on-road costs, as you will know, in the UK, but I mean, that's where we are.
Now, again, this isn't a limited production. This you will build as many as you can sell.
No, exactly, and we hope that the public will just believe and trust our enthusiasm. We are quite bullish in terms of expectation, and certainly this car will be there for quite some time.
It certainly looks very purposeful, you know, the spoiler and everything else. It's not just there as a gimmick. It obviously has been through all your motorsport department and all your development department.
Yes, and sometimes you have to stop them because they just continue to further develop it. And but we will see. You know, we will see on track and on the road. I'm sure that the car will deliver the promises.
Talking of stopping them, can we talk about the GTE? The Evora GTE. Now, I understand this is kind of a victim of its own success. It was due to be a limited production?
Yes, it was due to be a limited production. Actually, to establish the brand in a new market we are entering now, China. Our importer said that he wanted to really have an extreme Evora, something really outstanding. And on the back of the car that raced at Le Mans, the GTE version that finished for its first appearance in Le Mans, the race, the 24-hour race, we decided to develop this version of the Evora that delivers 444 brake horsepower, so the most powerful Lotus ever, and to convert it as a road legal version. And we are currently, planning to homologate this car as well in the future for Europe and the United States if we can.
Because again, you've actually widened the track on this,
yes,
and made adaptations to the bodywork throughout.
Yes.
But it looks very, very purposeful, very, very set, very, very wide for the road.
Absolutely. This is a car that delivers a statement. I think sometimes the Evora does not receive the perception it deserves in terms of performance, and certainly looking at GTE, well, it recalls everybody that the Evora is the Lotus, and a car that you can really put on the track and enjoy at high speed.
Yeah, it's a Lotus, it's a race car, and it's been honed on the track.
That's what it has to be. I mean, this is a purebred, truly original Lotus car.
And again, Lotuses are all about handling. That's why your engineering department is quite often used as a resource by other manufacturers.
Yes, and this is certainly, our knowledge in terms of chassis, in terms of handling competence of our product is certainly recognized as the main quality of our products. And we will never forget that. We'll try to always keep these unique features of our product, because certainly high speed is something, but efficiency is what the Lotus has to deliver.
Well, talking of high speed, talking of history and everything else, I notice over on the back wall again, there's not many manufacturers that can claim this number of iconic drivers, from Nigel Mansell, Jochen Rindt, Bruno Senna, Mario Andretti, you name it. They all seem to have been in the Lotus stable at one point in time.
And this is I would say the strength of the heritage. This company has an history which is probably second to none, or very, very comparable to the one of Ferrari. And yes, it's a great pride. Nigel Mansell is one of our ambassadors. He is also helping us in our T125 customer project, which is basically a very radical one-seater close to a Formula One that we have developed for our customers. And he is there to help them, to teach them how to drive this kind of product. All these people, they have a link to Hessel, they have a link to the company, and it is good to see that they are all engaged in the future of Lotus.
And as you say, the future, this is the heritage. We were talking to Phil at Geneva from your development department and everything else, and looking at hybrid technology, which again is another consultancy wing of Lotus.
Yes, our company is certainly known for the car it produces, but we equally work with our colleagues on a certain number of projects. We cannot all name them, but a lot of British manufacturers have actually developed together with us some of their electrical solution or hybrid solution, and this is for us a great pride, and as well for the future, certainly an asset.
Any company that wants to move forward has to look at know-how packages, and it is great to see Lotus still being very much an engineering company as well as a motor manufacturer.
and this is the way we would like it to be.
Fantastic. So this is another side of Lotus, Formula One, obviously.
Absolutely.
A Petrov and Senna car.
Yes.
We've got iconic photos around us. We looked at the race helmets earlier on. This leads to a lot of knowledge for the future, even with gearboxes and everything else. We saw that there's a automated manual gearbox on the Exige and other elements.
Yes.
What are the plans for the future?
Well, I mean, motor racing is part of the heritage and will be and will further develop, of course, in the future. We have a very ambitious program, starting with the Evora, ranging up to the Formula One. I mean, this is certainly for us a key element in our communication, also in the way we want to prove our know-how. We will be very strong in IndyCar in the coming years, so a lot of surprise to come. You've seen the rally car. Motor racing is really the base of what Lotus means in the market.
Road cars, we've seen a lot of prototypes as well. We've seen the Esprit, we've seen various models, various prototypes. What's the update on those?
So we are working on those. I mean, in Paris, when we unveiled the vision for the brand in the future, of course, I would say we were a little bit victim of the success of the cars. Everybody just asking when they actually would be available on the road. We are working on it. I mean, the program is aiming at the first entry in the market with the Esprit in 2013. It is a huge investment for the team. It's a lot of time, a lot of passion behind the project, and certainly very soon we will be able to surprise you. We've fired up our engine in August, so a month ago now, and this is a new V8, a bespoke engine for Lotus, so it's well on track.
Excellent, good to hear. So we look forward to finding out more in coming years and months.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Thank you.